Our proposition states that if n is known to be the product of two distinct primes, say p and q, then the knowledge of the two primes is equivalent to the knowledge of phi of n. So it means that if we know the values of p and q, then we can compute phi of n, and conversely, if we know phi of n and n, we can compute p and q. It mentions about the time estimate also. It states that one can compute phi of n from p and q in big of log n bit operations, and p and q can be computed from n and phi of n in big of log cube of n bit operations. Now let us prove the first claim. First, assume that n is even. If n is even, this case is rather trivial. Then we can write n as 2 into n by 2. Then, since we are given that n is the product of two distinct primes, we must have p equal to 2 and q is equal to n by 2. So, phi of n will be phi of 2 into phi of n by 2 using the multiplicative property of phi, so that this will be equal to phi of 2 is 1 and phi of n by 2 is n by 2 minus 1. Since we know that phi of a prime, phi of p will be equal to p minus 1. So phi of n by 2 will be equal to n by 2 minus 1, since n by 2 is a prime. Thus we can see that in this case we can find phi of n if we are given the fact that n is even, and conversely we can see that if we know phi of n and n, then we can easily observe that n is even in this case, and so that we get the two primes p equal to 2 and q equal to n by 2. So in the first case, that is if n is even, it can be seen that the knowledge of the two primes p and q is equivalent to the knowledge of phi of n. Now let us consider the case when n is odd. If n is odd, we already know that n is equal to the product of two primes p and q, and to compute phi of n, we can again use the multiplicativity of phi and observe that phi of n will be equal to phi of p into phi of q, and that will be equal to p minus 1 into q minus 1, which can be expressed as pq minus p minus q plus 1 by multiplying these two factors. And this is equal to, since pq is equal to n, we have this is n plus 1 minus of p plus q, n plus 1 minus of p plus q. We can see that if we know p and q, then we can compute phi of n as n plus 1 minus of p plus q. Here we can observe that to compute phi of n, we need one addition, p plus q. In finding p plus q, we need one addition, and one subtraction is also needed. One addition and one subtraction are needed. Since p and q are both less than n, the number of bits of p and number of bits of q will be big of log n. So number of bit operations required for addition will be maximum of number of bits of p and number of bits of q, which will be equal to big of log n. Number of bit operations required for addition will be big of log n, and for subtraction, number of bit operations will again be equal to big of log n, since the numbers involved in the subtraction are n plus 1 and the sum p plus q, and so the number of bit operations required will be their maximum, the maximum of number of bits of integers involved in the subtraction, which will be equal to big of log n as well. Hence, the total number of bit operations required in computing phi of n will be big of log n plus big of log n, which will again be equal to big of log n. Thus, we have seen that in case 2, that is, if n is odd, then if we know the values of p and q, we can compute phi of n using the formula n plus 1 minus p plus q, and we have found that the time estimate for the computation of phi of n is big of log. Now, for the converse part, we need to show that if we are given the values of n and phi of n, then we can find the values of p and q also, and we need to find the time estimate for the computation of p and q also. First, let us try to find p and q using n and phi of n. We can use the formula we derived earlier, that is phi of n is equal to n minus 1 minus of p plus q. From this, we can find the sum of p and q, which will be equal to n plus 1 minus of phi of n. Here, recall that p and q are our unknowns. We need to find the values of p and q. So now we have the sum of p and q. We already know the product of p and q. What is it? P and q, when multiplied together, we will get n, since it is our assumption that n is the product of the two distinct primes p and q. So we have the product p and q and the sum p plus q. Then we can see that p and q are the roots of the quadratic equation x square minus of p plus q into x plus pq equal to 0. Since the LHS, the polynomial in the LHS, is in fact the product x minus p into x minus q. So p and q will be the roots of this quadratic equation. The quadratic equation can be expressed as x square minus of p plus q is n plus 1 minus phi of n, which can be expressed as, say, 2b for convenience. Then we can write the quadratic equation as x square minus 2b into x plus pq. pq is n equal to 0. Then the roots of this quadratic equation will be equal to, that is p and q will be equal to minus of the coefficient of x, that is 2b, plus or minus square root of the square of coefficient of x, that is 4b square, minus 4 into coefficient of x square, which is equal to 1, into the constant term n whole divided by 2 into coefficient of x square, which is 2 into 1. Thus, we can see that if we know the values of n and phi of n, then we can compute 2b, and hence we can find the values of p and q using this formula b plus or minus square root of b square minus n. Now, it remains to find the time estimate for this calculation. Here we can observe that in finding both p and q, we will need to multiply b and b. That is, we need to find b square, then we need a subtraction here, that is b square minus n. Here, finding p and q requires subtraction, multiplication, addition, etc. And of course, finding square root. We know that evaluation of square root is the most time consuming step involved here, and we know that the square root evaluation requires big of log cube of n bit operations for finding square root. Hence, the time estimate for the calculation of P and Q will be bounded by big of log cube n. Thus, we have seen that finding P and Q requires big of log cube n bit operations, and so in case 2, that is if n is odd, we observe that the knowledge of the two primes P and Q is equivalent to the knowledge of phi of n, and we have estimated the time estimates for computation of phi of n and computation of P and Q. This completes our proof.